Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. Yep, we're here again, aren't we? I know, it's so great to be here. And I'm so grateful that you're going to take the time out of your day to join me as we explore together, how do we create a fulfilling and meaningful life? And I'm going to start off today with where I put my thought. It's your life. It's my life. And the only approval that's needed for my life is me. And the only approval needed for your life is you. That's it. You don't need anyone else's approval. Because if you need their approval, then you're not going to be authentic. You're going to be seeking an approval from the outside instead of expressing from the inside. Do you see that? It's not about seeking approval from the outside. It's expressing from the inside. It's expressing from your heart center. I have green on today because today in our meditation this morning, we worked on the heart chakra, opening up the heart chakra. Because in the heart chakra, what it means is that when that's open, we're totally 100% accepting of ourselves, because that's what love means. Love is not some romantic thing. It has nothing to do with romance. Romance is a hormonal thing. It's a biological thing. I'm talking about love. I'm not talking about lust and the desire to procreate. And when you're coming from your authentic self, you're speaking your truth. You're living your truth. And when you're living your truth, you can't care what anyone else thinks. It just doesn't matter. I had a comment on my Facebook talking about, well, you're in society this, you're in society that, but then this and that. And I'm going to say something that's really bold, and it could piss some of you off. Guess what? Don't care. Just don't care. Here's what it is. The lion never worries about what the sheep are thinking. Ponder that one. The lion only knows it's a lion. The lion only knows to be an authentic lion. It does not care what the sheep think. Maybe we've forgotten our little lion or lioness that we have inside us. Very interesting. Hey, I got a bunch of my meditators out there today with Lori and Christy. Anyone else out there, love to have you check in. In fact, whether you're watching this now or you're watching this later and it's not live, check in and just put down the state in which you're watching from. And if not a state, the country in which you're watching from. I'm looking to get an idea where the 150 to 200 people are that are watching this. That would really be helpful to me because I'd like to see how far are we reaching. I know we've gone to Lebanon. I know we've gone to Australia. I know we've been in Jamaica. We've been in almost every state in the United States. The only one I don't know, we haven't been in Puerto Rico. That's a territory. Look at that. We've got Virginia. We've got Illinois. I love it. Thank you for being there and checking in. That just helps me so much. It gives me an energy. Now, I want you to know, I hope you're doing that not to please me, but just to give me information. Because it's fun to give information. You see, I do things not to please other people. I do things to be a part of a community. I do things, but they're always in alignment with what I believe. Always in alignment with what I believe. Lori, you're in Mexico. Keshev, I know you're in India. Marina's in Dallas. And Nilda, she's in Sacramento, California. Love that. Do you see how this energy that we're creating every morning, it's all over the world? It's all over the world. We're already all over Mexico, just south of us. We're also all the way over in India. I love it. I love it. Now we got Colorado checking in. Love it. This is the thing about love. This is the thing about loving yourself. Loving yourself is first, you got to know yourself. You got to take the time to figure out who you are. And here's what you got to figure out. What is it that juices you? What is it that juices you? That's what I do in my values workshop with people. We figure out together, what is that individual's juice? What is it that they desire more of in their life? And when you desire that and you know what your top 3 to 5 values are, you live them. You just live them, which is what I do. So I'm always doing what I love. If I'm not doing what I love, while I'm doing it, I'm doing what I love. You say, what do you mean by that, Lee? Well, you won't believe this, but between meditation at 7 a.m. and doing this talk with you, I had a half hour. What did I do in a half hour? I went outside, I edged my yard, I weed whacked my yard. When I'm done here, I'm going to cut my yard. And you're saying, well, wait a second, why are you doing that? How is that a value? Number one, I take pride in having a well cared for home, loving home. And while I'm doing it, what do? I pop in my earbuds. I'm listening to books that help me grow and expand. So you see what I'm getting at? You can do things that are not necessarily the most pleasurable things if you combine them with an idea. How is it serving me? And then what can I be doing while I'm doing that and still feeding my highest values? I love learning. That's why I've got my earbuds in. I'm learning. I've got an audiobook going. Does that make sense? And people look at me and say, well, my neighbors, all my neighbors have a landscape service to get their yard done. I don't. And you know why? Because I choose not to. And they look at me when I'm cutting my yard. You know what? I don't care. Why? Because the lion doesn't worry about what the sheep think. Daisy Joe says, any audiobook. Oh my God, there's so many of them. Here, start with The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Start with that. If you've done that one, start with The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. If you're done with that, start with anything by Jim Rohn. Just start listening to Jim Rohn. If you're done with that, God, I could keep going and going and going, but just start. It'll lead you down a path. So, what kind of lion or lioness are you going to be today? That's a good question. Are you going to really be concerned what people think? Kavita asked the question, do you set goals for yourself every so often or just live by your values? That's a really good question. I have ideas and I have a direction of where I want to take my life. But for me, the direction of my life is all about experiencing greater feelings of connection. All about feeling greater feelings of connection. And so for me, I just live by my values. And what always happens is things just work out. I set an intention years ago that it might be a good idea to write a book. Keep in mind, I hate writing. I love speaking. I hate writing. But I kept the intention. And right now, my book is with a marketing company doing their editing and putting together a cover and everything. So hopefully within 3 to 4 months, we'll have that book published. I'd love to do it sooner, but there's all sorts of all this stuff you got to do. I'm not involved with that. We're paying a marketing company to do that. So there's a goal, but I don't think about it all the time. It's just, I just let it there, but I live by my values. My values are to become more aware, to teach interpersonal connection, personal health and well-being, to explore human behavior and spirituality, and to be financially comfortable. And if I had another one, it would be to travel and experience other cultures. But right now, travel's not so, it's not easy to travel. And I like to do things when it's easy. So everything I'm doing, like I'm talking to you right now, that's definitely serving my highest values. Definitely, because I'm connecting with you. I'm teaching with you. I'm expressing myself. I'm learning through. When you talk to someone about what you love, oh my God. Oh my God. You're learning. Orlando, Florida. I love Orlando, Florida. I love Disney World. I love all of that stuff. Will you put your book on audio? I don't know. That's not even been a thought. Not a thought. I've got to get the book done another way first, Nilda. But here's what I'm going to tell you. It's not going to be a long book. It's going to be a short book, 80 to 100 pages. It's going to be all practical. I think we're going to call it right now, the working title is The Power in You. You do have values right now, Keshav, at 16, but you're also going to be moving into new values as you age. At 16, life is a different thing. So you have values right now, but they do change. My values change. One time, my number one value was being a father. Not even in the top 100 right now. My kids are grown. And here's what you can count on. Everyone else is going to want you to live up to their values. And you're going to look at people and you're going to be just like them. You're going to want other people to live up to your values. Here's a secret. You can only trust someone to live up to their highest values, not what they tell you. They can tell you a lot of things, but if it's not a high value, rest assured they're not going to do it, or they're going to procrastinate. They're not going to do a good job at it. It's got to be a high value. So when you're going to, let's say you're going to a store. Let's say you want to buy something. Let's say you want to buy some really nice dress slacks here in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'll tell you where I go. I go to Nordstrom's and I wait for the Nordstrom sale. What am I going to get? I'm going to get the highest quality. I'm going to get a salesperson who knows clothes. I'm going to get a tailor that really knows how to fit those clothes to me. And so that when I'm done, I've had an incredible experience. I don't believe in not an incredible experience. I deserve the best at whatever I choose. And you say, well, you're not dressed like that now. No, because right now I like this. This is how I dress. Oh, Crypto, you're funny. Crypto says, write a book of rules to live by and make it football shape so we can throw it at other people. This way you can throw the book at them. That is a great idea. I think we would have a cost factor there, because to make a book that's football shaped, that's not going to fit the mold. But then again, the lion doesn't care what the sheep think, right, Crypto? Oh, I love it. Well, gang, if you haven't checked in and put down where you're from, or you're watching this later in the day or maybe tomorrow, put down where you're from. This way I get a better idea. I would love to have hundreds of comments out there just saying Orlando, Florida, yada, yada, Tel Aviv, Lebanon, because I know I do get people from Lebanon watching. But here's the thing I want you to know. Oh, this weekend or Sunday, I start a class on how to do affirmative prayer. Monday, I do a class on how to do affirmative prayer. Tuesday, I do a class on how to have a healthy, meaningful relationship. If you're interested in signing up for a class, the link is out there. Go to agapespiritualcenter.com. All the classes are by Zoom. Hey, Monique, you're from South Carolina and you haven't been here for a while. So what? You're here today. That's all that counts. Guess what? There's no love. There's no judgment here. There's just pure acceptance. Uwe, good to see you. Everybody, create a great day and know that you are loved. If by no one else, I do. Aloha.